Okay, in this example, we're going to do some like retouching. So we have here a little eraser icon. So when I click on that, there are different modes. The first one is a remove mode, followed by heal and clone. Heal and clone have been part of the Adobe sort of photo editing workflow and workspace for many years. The remove one is a new one that mainly uses artificial intelligence really to sort of try and remove things. We're not going to go into too much into that just because of the it can be weird and can be unreliable. We're going to look at the more traditional ones, but basically for this one, let's say I'm going to get rid of this pimple. We select it and then we click remove, and it sort of uses artificial intelligence to sort of process that and try to give it what it thinks would be the best fit. Personally, I probably wouldn't use it that much. You have different generation versions. Yeah, we're just gonna get rid of that one. It kind of looks self-explanatory, but let me just zoom in here. We just use Ctrl+ to zoom in. I'm going to change to the heal tool. Now with the heal tool, we can change the size, change the feather. So the feather is sort of if you look at my circle, there's an inner circle and outer circle. That sort of affects how much of the main center area is sort of being healed or sort of replaced. But basically, if I click and drag a spot or location to heal, it will sort of try and sample a different area and try to sort of place what was sampled over the part I just asked it to remove. So with this tool for heal, I can increase the opacity, so it removes more of it and replaces it with the new sort of selected area. Now this one, it tries to do a bit of processing to sort of try and make them sort of fit more naturally, which most of the time actually works pretty well. And we can also change the feathering to maybe make that sort of change a bit more smooth. I'm just gonna hit you can visualize the spots. You just hit enter, leave that there, and it's done. Not too bad a job, especially if we zoom out a bit. And if I just change the modes and change it back to the levels so that disappears, and it's done not too bad a job. You wouldn't know that there was a, there was something to be removed maybe, unless you're zooming in really close. Now if I just undo that and go back to remove, and this time I go to clone tool. Now let me just click on this and just trash this edit and go to clone tool. Reduce my feather. I click on a spot, so let's say this location, and I move my stamp somewhere else. I'm just going to increase opacity again. What basically this does is create a almost one-to-one stamp of where the other circle is. So it's sort of trying to copy that region and paste it over the skin. So that's why some of it may not look as natural, but it's great if you need to duplicate a certain element. It's great for that, and we can use the feather to sort of make that a bit smoother too. You see, it's not too bad a job. But yeah, this is commonly what's used for a lot of modeling photos and things like that, where sometimes blemishes in the skin, for example, can't be edited or removed out using or hidden with makeup, for example. Sometimes they sort of leave it up to the photographers, or the editors, to sort of fix and modify the images to make people look as, I guess, perfect or visibly pretty as they can be, in a sense. A lot of images online and things like that are doctored after all. It's a reflection of that. So yeah, so removing some of those. Not only is this tool great for faces, for example, if I do not want this VS symbol here, especially since this is a repetitive pattern, I might actually find a better job using the clone tool. So let's increase the size, select this region, and if I just drag it so that the pixels sort of line up in terms of what makes sense within this bag's pattern, just shifting this slightly, something like that. Maybe we increase the feather a bit. Now we've removed the logo, and most people would think there was nothing there to begin with.